How I imagine this trade went down is Palinka is asleep. He's laying down, about to get himself all together, put his jammies on. And then he gets a call from Nico Harrison, and he's like, "What the fuck is Nico Harrison calling me for?" And he's like, "You know what? Maybe he's trying to do some small time trade. Maybe he's trying to get rid of a Daniel Gafford or something like that, for example." Ah, and I'll probably you know what? I'm gonna just answer it. He answers the call. He says, "Look, I got a proposition for you." And I'm not gonna go through the whole trade, but listen, essentially what I'm trying to do is Luka Doncic for Anthony Davis. Rob Pelinka was like, "Wait, what the fuck did you just say? Did you just are you crazy? Are you really about to trade Luka Doncic?" I know Anthony Davis has been a stout defender. I know that at some points in his throughout his career, he's been an MVP consideration. But do you know the way that we all look at Luka? No, we know how you look at Luka. All right, we all know. We know in the Mavericks organization how Luka is looked at. We're fed up. We can't take it anymore. You can't take Link is like, you can't take what anymore? What can't you take? And Nico's like, his conditioning. I can't take his conditioning. I need a defender. My Mavericks aren't going to go any further than what they already went. Well, you guys made it to the fun. That's not good enough, Rob Palinka. That's what I felt like that conversation was. It doesn't make sense. It genuinely doesn't make sense. Rob Palinka looks like a fucking genius because not only did he trade Anthony Davis, Max Christie, he only traded one first round pick for a 25 or 26-year-old MVP, clearly going to be a Hall of Famer at some point. I'm so shook on how this all developed and how we got to this point where we are talking about Luka Doncic playing for the Los Angeles Lakers and the Lakers not having to give up an arm and a leg to get Luka Doncic. Again, I'm not gonna subscribe to the crowd that's like this is the worst trade ever or anything like that because hey, maybe we look back in a few years and the Mavericks still look stout. Anthony Davis is providing that defensive side that Nico Harrison said that they needed that Luka Doncic clearly couldn't provide. But Luka Doncic gets to officially take over LA and be the Lakers guy for the future. Now, even though Anthony Davis, we would talk about him being that Lakers guy of the future, it was hard to actually see it because A, clearly Anthony Davis is getting older, and second, his injury prone, his history of having a lot of injuries and just not being able to have them at certain points in the season. Trust me, I know. I'm just really happy and shook. My woman is a Luka Doncic fan, so she's pissed because now she has to be a Mavericks fan. I'm like, aha, that's what you get. Come to the dark side. Yes, the dark side has just gotten that much more fuller. The one thing I will say is that at the end of the day, LeBron's still gonna do what he does. That might be retire in a year or two. This is Luka Doncic's team, and this is the perfect time to really build around Luka, even though you got LeBron. Does that make sense? Letting LeBron really take that step back. I don't know how JJ Redick is going to be as a head coach. Clearly, they've been getting it all right, and that's probably something that probably shook the Lakers a little bit. Now us Lakers fans, I think most of the Lakers fans are sitting here saying, Anthony Davis, thank you for the one championship. Thank you for everything that you've done for us for the most part when you were healthy. But Luka Doncic? We're going to get Luka Doncic. You want me to sit here and mope about you about Anthony Davis being gone when the trade is for Luka Doncic? That's impossible. I'm over here jolly. I am over here having a great time thinking about the fact that we got the most NBA 2K trade accepted possible. One first round pick is what really throws me off for Luka Doncic. I know they already have Kyrie. Kyrie's great, but there is a reason why you went and got Kyrie when the Mavericks were still trying to compete with Luka Doncic because Luka Doncic was that fucking good that you wanted him to have a second fiddle so that Luka Doncic didn't have to always be that fucking good. I mean, again, I'm not the only person in anything that involves the NBA, a fan, a coach, a, a GM, a player, staff member that works for the arenas. None of us believed that Luka Doncic would ever be touchable, ever. And for him to be so touchable that it only took a few things. And again, Anthony Davis, like, I feel like we're disrespecting Anthony Davis the way that we've been talking about this, but it's because Luka is that fucking good. He's that fucking great. And he's really going to provide something for the Lakers. I know LeBron provides that, but Luka is a younger style, and he's got a little bit more of a this gives LeBron a lot more of an off-ball feel, which is something that I think the Lakers need overall. Luka's gonna fit perfectly. We all know how Luka is. There's a reason why Luka Doncic is considered to be a top three, top four player in the league. Oh, wow. At the end of the day, we're gonna see what happens throughout these years. I don't think that this is going to be a bad trade whatsoever for the Lakers. If you are trying to find a way to be the contrary and sit your ass down, that's not how this works. Luka Doncic is as sure of a thing as you're going to get. I think the most sure thing you would get, or the two most sure things you would probably get besides Luka, obviously would be a Jokic and a Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Those are the two players besides Luca that I think of when I think of players that you could trade on any team and you kind of aren't going to get too much of a change, too much of a shift. There might be a difference in their play style, but they're going to always be them. I feel that way about Luca wholeheartedly, and him having some mentorship from LeBron before LeBron retires. That's going to be another thing I'm really going to appreciate seeing. Not that Luca doesn't already have his own mentality. Hasn't already shown his ass and shown the talent that he has. But again, you get that veteran presence around somebody that no, Luca's not necessarily the young player that he once was that's still learning the league. He knows the league. But you get that guy next to you that's been here forever and essentially has ruled the fucking NBA forever. Luka's about to come, and he might be that guy that ends up doing exactly that, ruling the fucking NBA. And again, that is just scary to think about. Just give it some time, guys. Just give it some time. I don't know about the Mavericks fans. I don't know about Anthony Davis. I know they're probably fucking hot right now because Luka Doncic was their guy. That is somebody that got to lay their hat on, and they can't lay their hat on that. Knowing what Anthony Davis has been in his injury history, it's something that's probably going to be frustrating for the Mavericks fans to have to accept that Anthony Davis for Luka Doncic was actually the play that Nico Harrison thought was the play, even though most of the NBA seeing that trade is like, what the fuck happened? Why the fuck are we letting go Luka for such little when Kevin Durant and Rudy Gobert and Mikal Bridges and Karl Anthony Towns they were able to get a lot more compensation for than Luka Doncic. Again, that's not saying Anthony Davis isn't a great player, but you think about Luka and Anthony Davis and the different levels of talent or different levels consistently of talent that you get from each player. And most people, if not all people, would pick Luka Doncic. That's my point. But anyways, y'all, I'm gonna get up out of here. Y'all say, "Bless, have a good day." I'm out. Luka Doncic day.